Hi, everyone, and welcome. Gerald Celente joins us today, and author and socioeconomic trends forecaster. Was very renowned for, for example, predicting the 2008 global financial crisis. He is also the founder of Trends Journal. And to subscribe to this, go to trendsjournal.com/subscribe. And if you use the code Glenn with double N in capital letters, you'll receive a 10% discount. And I will add all of this information in the description so you can, go get the details. So, yeah, Mr. Celente, it's a great privilege. Welcome to the program.
No, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it very much. And by the way, the Trends Journal in US dollars is only $2. It'll cost $2.50 a week. And it's a magazine, and you look at the comments, there's nothing like it. We're telling people what the world is going on, what it means, and what's next. And we're political atheists. We don't take sides on anything. We look at the world for the way it is, not the way we want it to be. So we cover everything from geopolitics to economics to AI to technocracy, high tech science. So we're giving the people everything that we can. And it's a weekly magazine. And it comes in different languages, and you could read it online. You could print out the PDF. You could listen to it. I've been at this for 45 years, and I've never seen such volatile times in my lifetime as to what we're going through now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have now reached point of unsustainable debt. I guess the dollar is under pressure. We have economic warfare between the Americans and the Chinese. Now we have the tariffs, which is creating an additional unpredictability. There is, political instability adding to all of this. So I guess any good predictions and forecast is in very high demand at the moment. I guess there's a bit of a wide opening. How did we get to this situation? And do you see the United States being able to turn things around?
No, no, it's a decline of America. It breaks my heart to see what's happened to this country. It's You look at the people, the way they dress, everybody, the obesity rate in this country is 42%. Uh, it used to be a country of dignity and style. It's all gone. And again, they say in the King James Bible that the meek shall inherit the earth. They misspelt it. The geeks have inherited the earth. A bunch of little clown boys. You look at these little gotzones, the Gates, the Peach Eyes, the Zuckerbergs, little ballers, little nothing jerks, dress like shit, look like crap, and throw out. Once upon a time, America had a thing called music and jazz. It was America's greatest export. And now it's all synthesized crap. Oh, AI. Oh, isn't artificial intelligence much better than the human spirit and human intelligence? Everything's gone. The geeks have taken over the world. They destroyed the culture of this country. You look at when it happened. They all dressed in crappy jeans and t-shirts, and they still do. Look at the little arrogant daddies, boy. Musk. Oh yeah, the guy came from money, like Trump. Look at the way they dress. Look at these people with that arrogant attitude. No, this country's gone down. And you said about unpredictability. Every year we put out our top trends for the new year. Again, I've been at this for 45 years. Again, some of my books, trend tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Trends 2000, international bestseller. Never before did we come up with a top trend called Wildcard. Nobody knows how this thing's going to be played. Need more proof? As we went on the air, Donald Trump announced, hey, I'm holding back on them tariffs for 90 days. You see the stock markets? NASDAQ went up almost 10%. Dow went up over 7%. S&P 500 up by over 8%. But I changed my mind like that. I'll spew out any crap I want. I'm the president of the United States. I had lunch with his brother, Robin, back in 2017. He had a restaurant over here in Wassaic, which is across the river. I'm up in Kingston, New York, which was the capital of New York State, the third Dutch settlement, before the British burnt it down. Then they turned it to Albany. Anyway, this is in 2017. The brother told me that when their father died, they left him over $500 million worth of real estate. He's been nothing more than an arrogant daddy's boy with a bad attitude all his life. There used to be this guy, George Carlin, a great comedian. He said, it's one big club and you ain't in it. You got it? And that's all it is. This guy could change his mind about, hey, you vote for me, I'm going to end the Ukraine war in 24 hours. How about you're full of crap? Hey, I'm the president. I could bullshit all I want. All right. Unpredictability. No one knows where this thing is going. Nobody. But look at gold prices. Even with the markets skyrocketing, gold prices went up today over $80 an ounce.
I noticed when all the people study the rise and fall of civilizations, they often focus on the energy of them. So you mentioned yeah, the decline in style and manners. There is something interesting because you see the optimism is really I guess sucked out of society at the moment.
Yep.
But in contrast, if you I mean, often when we look at China, we do measure the technology, the infrastructure project, the financial institutions, all of this emerging. But also, what usually can't be measured, though, is the optimism behind there, or the idea that there's a grand future awaiting, and yeah, the city is becoming cleaner, the yeah, manners improving. I mean, there's something to this, though. But how do you see China? I guess adjusting to America's at least relative decline.
Again, we said that the 20th century was the American century and the 21st century would be the Chinese century because the business of America is war. And the business of China is business. The Belt Road Initiative, you mentioned the infrastructure, high speed rail. Take the Amtrak in America. The trains are a joke. It's a third world society. You take the subway in New York, it's a night in Calcutta. The roads are rotten, potholes everywhere, the bridges, the whole infrastructure is collapsing. You go to New York City, homeless everywhere. You go to San Francisco, everything has gone way down. So now going back to China. China's economy was booming. When you look at their GDP from 1970 to 2000, it was like a line like this. Bill Clinton brought him into the World Trade Organization, skyrocketed. Like all booms, they overbuilt. And they have a real estate crisis. 30% of their GDP is real estate related. I'm mentioning this because they went to war. They made a bad situation worse when they launched the COVID war on Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat in 2020, and 3 years of zero COVID policy. They destroyed their economy. Their real estate was way overbuilt. So now let's go back. How are they going to get out of this? Let's go back to the end of January of this year. All of a sudden, you heard about DeepSeek. We never heard about that one before. Hey, we can make this AI a lot cheaper. It costs you $100 million. It only costs us $6 million. No, we don't need those big chips. Oh, and you're building all those big plants and everything to make big chips. You don't need that. Again, tracking trends, you make connections between different fields. I mentioned where China was before they got in the World Trade Organization. In 2001, they officially became in 2 weeks after 9/11. 10% of Chinese 18-year-olds went to college back in 2000. Now, nearly 70% of 18-year-olds are going to college. Goes back to AI. AI, love it, hate it, want it. It's the future. It's the future. And we forecast China is going to be the leader in AI. They already are. Again, you got 1.4 billion people. Young people, totally addicted. It's a high-tech world. And they're going to college. America, all the vibe is gone. You don't have that desire to rise up. So China's going to lead the world in AI. They're going to lead it in high tech. Very important with these sanctions. Let's go back again. As a trend forecaster, we make connections between different fields. Let's go back to February 2022. The Ukraine war began. The clown jerk running president back then, and out of his mind, another clown. They're all clowns. It's a freak show. Joe Biden. We're going to put tariffs on Russia, and Putin's going to pay the price. Remember that? They put tariffs on it. Russia didn't pay the price. All those companies that pulled out of Russia, the Russians took over. We said Russia has the human and natural resources they need to be self-sufficient. Goes back to China. They got 1.4 billion people. 1.4 billion people. America has what? 347 million? They're not going to be made in, they don't want to buy Gucci anymore. They don't want Prada. They want made in China. They're going to become more self-sufficient and self-sustaining. We're going to buy our products. We're not going to buy yours. And by the way, when I talk about politicians and how I feel, this is a T-shirt that we have. Can you read that?
Oh, yeah.
And here's the back. Politicians are nothing more than low-life pieces of scum crap with bad attitudes. I was the assistant to the secretary of the New York State Senate at 26 years old. I mentioned you before you on the air, I had cocktails with the Prince of Norway. I've been with presidents, prime ministers, and princes. It's a freak show, and the freaks are running the show. This global economy is going to go down big. And our major concern is the ramping up of the Israeli genocide that's going on. Because now the United States and Israel are talking about attacking Iran. If they attack Iran, it's going to be the beginning, official beginning of World War III, which already began with the Ukraine war. It's just not official yet. And it'll be the beginning of the end of life on Earth. And I don't say that just in empty words. Iran has 91 million people. They're very advanced scientifically, technologically, and militarily. Israel has 7 million Jewish people. Israel says if they lose, you could look it up, they have the Samson option, S-A-M-S-O-N. They go nuclear. They have between 200 to 400 nuclear weapons. These are maniacs in charge. They're bombing the hell out of Syria. They're bombing the hell out of Lebanon. And more genocide in Gaza day by day. Oh, they only killed 22 Palestinians today, but that doesn't count. So I'm just saying that's how you have to look at what the trends are going on. And again, Biden, Trump, Greenberg, iceberg, makes no difference. They're all clowns. But anyway, Trump today just announced a 90-day pause on the tariffs, but not against China. He's keeping those going. What are they up to, 124% now or something? In the United States, we have a $300 billion trade deficit with them last year. Or a $300 billion trade deficit, and two-thirds of it was something like that with Chinese. So, no, this is going to be serious, and we don't know how it's going to play out. That's why gold is so precious right now. It's the best safe haven asset. And then you saw what happened. Bitcoin went up 7% when Trump announced this. And let's make this clear. Don't you think Trump told his son-in-law and all his friends and everybody what he was going to do before he did it? And they played the markets? You got it? It's one big club and you ain't in it.
Um, I guess, yeah, war is obviously a very important indicator, though, if you look at trends. But when you look at the direction of the United States, what other key variables do you look at? Because at the moment we see, I'm not sure how they're going to manage the next, I guess, coming economic crisis now, because with such huge debt, there's not that many instruments left. They have, if they lower the interest rates more, there's going to be a problem with the dollar. If they increase it, it's going to be very hard to service the debt. But do you also look at the education of engineers or students in the STEM field? Do you look at the housing market? Well, especially the commercial real estate market. What are the key things that I guess keep you up at night besides
Well,
war?
we're going to have a dot-com bust. They overinvested in the dot-com sector. Again, trends are born, they grow, they mature, reach old age, and die. The AI trend was just born in 2022. You don't invest all your money in the first automobile that was invented in 1886. And that's what they did. They heavily invested in the first AI companies, in the IPOs. And now China's going to take that over. So we're going to see a dot-com bust coming. On the real estate sector, and by the way, this was your Trends Journal when it used to be a quarterly back in 1999. Article, dot-com this, the fall of 1999, the autumn. We said the dot-com crash would come by the second quarter of 2000. It did. We're looking at the same thing now. They overinvested when the whole internet revolution began in companies that made no sense, and they forgot about foreign competition. The NASDAQ went down 80%. People forgot about it because 9/11 happened. As my saying goes, when all else fails, they take you to war. Now, going back to real estate, go back to the COVID war. You can't go to work. Can't go to work. Get back in your house. What happened? People started working from home. And then say to themselves, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to travel an hour and a half each way. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm crazy. I was out of my mind to do this after they're home for well over 2 years. And I'm a guy, let's say I have 10 floors of an office building. I don't see these people anywhere. They're sitting in cubicles. I don't need all this space. The leases are now coming due after 5 years. The real estate leases. You're going to see a commercial real estate bust in the office sector that nobody talks about. Your office vacancy rate, meaning nobody owns, vacant. It's about 20% at the 10 largest cities in the United States. I talked about those slime ball, little arrogant geeks. Hey, how about San Francisco? You got an over 30% vacancy rate. They ain't coming back. Go back to the facts. They're hardly reporting this. Last year, Midtown Manhattan, 50th Street, Sports Illustrated used to be renting offices space, top place. In 2006, this office space sold for over $300 million. Google it up. It went for auction last year. It sold for $8.5 million. They're non-convertible, these office spaces that they built over the last 50 years. No, it's in the middle of the block. No windows here, no windows there, no windows in the back. It's worthless. The big empty spaces are stealing glass. That's our concern. It's going to bring down the banks, and you're already seeing the bank stocks going down the toilet. And that's before this is happening. We think, again, we don't give financial advice. We're trend forecasters. And we see gold as the number one safe haven asset. And you can see what Bitcoin is. It's a gambler's game. And it keeps going up because the Trump administration got over $100 million from the crypto club to keep the game going. So we're bullish on that as well as a gamble. But we still see gold as the number one safe haven asset.
But yeah, I was expecting a banking crisis almost a year ago. I was a bit surprised it hadn't played out just yet. But if a banking crisis does arrive now, I guess what to expect to happen to the dollar? Do you think the dollar can absorb some of this because it again with zero interest rates since the global financial crisis, it doesn't really have. There's not that much. I mean, the Keynesianist. Tools anymore in the toolbox to try to fix any of this, or I guess to bring about a boom again after this bust. Um, but but also back in those days, the Chinese, the Russians, they didn't really have much alternatives. But after the global financial crisis, it appeared to have convinced, especially the Chinese, but again also the Russians, that the United States wouldn't restore its fiscal discipline. So they began then to explore alternatives, so prepare themselves for the next crisis. And here we are. So do you see the dollar being more exposed this time than before, or is that's not your main focus?
No, it's definitely going to be more exposed. When you look at the real debt, when you have Social Security and all the other payments that are due, it's about $220 trillion, not 36 trillion. There's no way in the world they could pay this off. It's the beginning of the death of the dollar. The world has had enough of the United States geopolitical and economic hegemony. I said the business of America has been war. And now they're talking about another $1 trillion for the defense budget. And look what's going on, the stupidity in Europe. Look at Germany. What, are going $1 trillion in debt to build up the military? And oh, we're putting money into infrastructure improvements too. Yeah. Oh, you're in a recession there's going to be a third-year recession you're going into, and you took out $1 trillion. Look at France. Look at the UK. Look at Sweden, one after another, all building up their military budgets at a time when the economies are going down. I mean, you can't make this crap up. You got a bunch of wackos running the world. So going back to the dollar, here's the deal. They just pumped the markets up astronomically like I've never seen in my life, with Trump backtracking on the tariffs. If the markets stay up, the dollar will stay strong. It's as simple as that. If the markets go down, the dollar goes down, as it was going down. The facts are there. When Trump got elected in November, the dollar went way up. And then he put the tariffs on, the dollar went way down as the markets went way down. The markets stay up, the dollar stays up. The markets go down, the dollar goes down. And there's the BRICS. And there's going to become a time when the BRICS outpace America. America's at the beginning of the end. We became the country that our founding fathers fought against. Great Britain. The sun never sets on the British Empire. We slaughtered people all over the world. Oh, we got World War I going. And what happened after that? The pound died and the dollar became its value because of all the wars they fought. America's done the same thing. So there's the beginning of the end of the death of the dollar. Now here's the other story. Again, the wild card. Let's go back to 2018, December. The Dow had its worst December since the Great Depression. Trump was president. He pushed Jerome Powell, the Fed head, to lower interest rates. In January 2019, Powell lowered interest rates, the stock market boomed. But what happened? The lower the interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go. Then they may make up something. We're coming out with a central bank digital currency. We're getting rid of that dirty cash. We're going to digital trash. And this digital currency that we have is worth XXXX. So we just did away with our debt. They'll make up anything. And if you don't believe me, they'll make up anything. Once upon a time, there was another scumbag who got us into World War II. May he rot in hell, Franklin Roosevelt. Turn in all your gold. All you Americans in the land of freedom, turn in your gold. They made the people turn in their gold in 1933 at about $20.67 an ounce. When they stole all the gold in 1934, they had the Gold Reserve Act, and they increased the price of gold after they stole it 70% and brought it up to $35 an ounce. So Trump may do the same thing. We're going into Fort Knox. That's what they've been saying. They know what's in Fort Knox. And they're going to make up something like, we got all this gold, and we got more gold than anybody else in the world, and we're going to increase the price, and that's going to take care of our debt. They'll make up any crap they want.
Yeah, so I see you share my pessimism about Europe's military Keynesianism, the idea that if we just build weapons in preparation of fighting Russia, this is somehow going to be a recipe for economic revival of Europe. It's a crazy idea.
Well,
Uh,
let me stay on that,
yeah,
because the media is reporting that that's going to increase the GDPs of the countries, particularly Germany. No, it's not. When products are made and consumers buy them, that brings up the GDP. When products are made like bombs and planes and ships, nobody's buying them. That's just lost money. But they're selling the lie in front of everybody's eyes that that's going to increase the GDPs. And to make this 100% clear, how damn stupid can you be to do this? Because if you go to war against Russia, it's the beginning of the end of life on Earth. It will be nuclear annihilation. Got it?
Gerald Celente, thank you so much for your time. It's been very interesting to speak with you, and I wish you had more optimistic news, but I guess it's better, as you started off saying, to stay in reality rather than see the world as we wish it would be. So thanks again.
Well, thank you. And again, it's up to the people to do something. And I launched Occupy Peace movement over a decade ago. So I have peace rallies, but you can't do it without big money behind you. And the billionaires don't give a crap about peace or renaissance. They only care about themselves. I guess that's why they had an off with their heads at one time. And we're getting back into that kind of thing as well. What is the billionaires are worth how many, $17 trillion or something, you know? No, it's disgusting what's going on. And again, everybody do what you can to do something positive. And we're giving you everything we can with the Trends Journal to give you history before it happens.
Yeah, so for the viewers, go in the description and look for the subscription to the Trends Journal, and don't forget, the discount code. So thanks again.
Thank you.